Hello, welcome back on yet another episode on Imani's Way podcast. We have another special guest.
Unity from the Bronx, Level Up Studio Bayonne currently.
Okay, so we are going to get into my favorite topic, fitness. She here is a personal trainer, and I want to ask her a couple questions. How did you get into the fitness world?
Well, I was kind of born into it. Raised by 5 uncles. We had a gym in the home, and then we kind of like sports growing up as a kid. You know, being in the Bronx, you really didn't have anything to do but get in trouble. So we kind of like channeled that into fitness. And then when I was 19, that's when I started working for Bally Total Fitness.
Perfect. So when was there a time when you were like, this is my purpose, fitness is for me?
Well, I kind of gave it up a couple of times, but every time I met a new person, they were like, it's because of you. It's because of you I lost this weight. It's because of you I decided to take that job. It was because of you I felt motivated to get up in the morning. So my clients are the ones who just constantly just give me life by changing their lives. So I was like, this is what I need to do. I'm passionate about it.
What do you think women need most from a fitness coach?
Well, they need a motivator, someone who understands that life be lifing, that, you know, getting up in the morning is the hardest part, you know, and putting yourself first versus putting yourself last. Always making sure that, you know, you take the time for yourself.
How do you help women build confidence, not just strength?
Well, I'm kind of like your sister, your mom, and your hype man all in once. So I feel like me being able to give them the inspiration, like being their homegirl, being their someone who supports them, someone who's constantly there for them. I think that I'm real first. I think I'm someone that they can relate to. I think that with being a mom, a friend, a sister, I'm very relatable to most of the women that I train. Building confidence, you know, showing them that failing is something that you learn from that. So failing often and conquering every single session, and some sessions are better than others, but you know, at the end of the day, you're working towards something. So, you know, we slowly build confidence together, and they trust me. They trust me with their bodies. They trust me with their time. They trust that I won't waste their time. So they know that when they come in that they're going to get a great experience. So the confidence builds over time. It doesn't come overnight.
I feel like the most important thing is to show up for yourself. You can't build confidence or do anything yet. The first step is to show up for yourself. And if you try and you fail, you keep on going. You know how many times I've told myself like, oh, I want to be consistent in the gym. Oh, I want to do this. I want to do that. I used to look at girls' pictures that were transformed, and I'll be like, oh my God, I wish, I can't. I want to do that so bad. But I wasn't putting any effort. I wasn't doing any of the steps to get that goal. I was just telling myself I can't. But once I applied myself and it kept showing up, no matter if it was cold, if it was how I was feeling, if I was heartbroken, I showed up for myself. And when I saw those results, even if it was 2 months, 3 months, I got addicted. And I'm like, oh shit, it's only been 90 days and I'm take your progress pictures. That's also what I want to say.
That's important. And a lot of people want results tomorrow. They don't realize that it's a process. You take your time. And you have to invest at least 3 months to start out with. But people are doing too many things. Pick one thing, stick with it, and then eventually you will see the results. Starting is the hardest part. But there's so many different ways to start. There's so many different things going on in your life that if you could just pick that one thing and give it some time and have patience with it, the results will come. Stop comparing yourselves to other people, because your story is your story. Your body's your body.
Your time is your time.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's the hardest thing about fitness is getting started. Once you get started, the world is yours. You're in that gym. I've had so many friends also tell me like, oh, I have gym anxiety. Oh, I can't go because everyone's looking at me. Girl, everyone's thinking about how they're going to get this done. You know what I mean? Go in there and be about yourself. Lock in, you know what I mean?
That's a real thing. Gym anxiety is a real thing. Mm-hmm. Like there's so many different boutique gyms, commercial gyms. There's different, you know, personal training. When you go into a huge gym and all you see is machines and the freeway area and hot bods, and you get intimidated by that. You're like, I'm here, you're covered up, people have body dysmorphia. They're, always worried about people looking at them when they're working out. No one is looking at you when you're working out. No one is looking at you. They're all locked in on their own journey.
Right. They wondering how they're going to get through this, And I just think that's everyone's default. That's what people always tell me, like, oh, why aren't you going to the gym? Oh, I can't because I'm just so scared. Just say you don't want to go. I feel like just say you don't really want to go.
There's 50 million reasons not to go. And then when you find that one that motivates you to get through the door and get there and stay consistent with it, you just run with that. You run with that one reason. They say your why. What's your why? Everybody has different heartbreak, divorce, revenge body. What you want to find, the doctor told you that you're about to die. You finally take that step and say, I'm going to make this change. But 50 million excuses before that comes in, and then you finally get through the door. Get through the door.
Right. I never...
Walk in. Come inside.
I don't know. That was scary. I wouldn't go inside. Come inside.
Imagine? No, maybe not that.
But
maybe not that way.
I always say, I never regret a workout. I always regret not going. You know what I mean? Every time I'm like, oh, should I go? Should I not? I always regret not going. I never regret going. So I think you have to keep that in mind next time you think oh, I'm just going to skip. You never regret going. So I'll just say that. You said a little thing that I love to talk about. You said revenge body?
Yes.
I always say this. A breakup is not that bad because if we break up, I'm going to get better looking. You know what I mean? There's always a positive to a breakup. I'm putting pain in that gym if I'm heartbroken.
You have to take that and use that in every workout, every set, every rep, every time you go in. You have to take that anger and you have to channel it into your workouts and make that breakup work for you. Yes, you got to heal. Mm-hmm. Yes, you have to go through the motions. There's grieving in that too. But the revenge body is always sweet at the end. When I first had my major, major heartbreak, I had a personal trainer in my ear and he was squatting. And every time I was like, I can't do anymore. He was like, remember that man? Remember that man? What he did to you? What he did to you? And I was like, ew! I'm going to go heavier. I'm going to go stronger.
You want to hear a crazy story? This might be insane that I've done while getting through a heartbreak in the gym. One time I had an ugly voice note sent to me from an ex or whatever. And it was so disrespectful and it really stuck with me and it really hurt my feelings. I saved that voice note and I was on the Stairmaster and I wanted to give up. My psycho ass was like, I remember I had a voice note. Played that shit. 45 minutes on that Stairmaster. And I told my mother about that story. She goes, you're psycho.
No.
Am I? I don't know. It got the job done. I always tell my friends, because I can speak from experience, drinking, going out, partying. Yes, that's all cool, but you shouldn't put your whole entire self into that after a breakup. When you lock in and get your mental right and have clarity and see progress within your body, it's a part of the bigger picture than you ever could imagine, because that's basic shit. That's not going to get him mad. You going out, partying, overly drinking, that's not going to get his attention.
No, it's not.
You're just like every other girl.
You're just looking sloppy.
Right. You know what's going to get his attention? Rebranding. The rebrand be so crazy. And I think that's the perfect way to execute a revenge. That way, the positive way.
I agree.
Why do you think so many women struggle to prioritize themselves?
Because women always put themselves last. We wear all the hats. We're the nurturer, the caregiver, the Uber driver, the chef. We have all these hats that we have to wear. Even if you don't have kids, you might be the family member who has to take care of all the other family members. You always you put yourself last, and that's the hardest part as a woman, because we're already programmed to take care of everyone else before we take care of ourselves. So it's just trying to be not selfish. I hate to use that word, but you have to take time and put yourself first before you can actually start to take care of the rest of the regime. Mm-hmm. You can't. You have to put the oxygen mask on yourself first so that you can save save everybody else. And if you're not operating and you're not functional and you're miserable and you're nasty, it's only going to go downhill from there. But that's because you're busy putting yourself last and making 50 million excuses after you took care of Billy, Joey, Mama, Papa, and Cousin Louie.
And men have it so much easier. I see a bunch of men in the gym, and they never, they always prioritize their fitness, but I always see the woman putting her fitness and her goals on the back burner, and I don't think that's right. I really love going to the gym, and people who I know outside the gym who are mothers, and they're really going hard, and they're really making an effort to prioritize themselves.
It's an epidemic. It's like sad because the ability to work out, it's for some people, it's like it's a luxury to some people. But some are like, I can't go. All I hear is I can't go to the gym because I have X, Y, and Z. And it's always going to be X, Y, and Z. Life is always going to be lifing. Things are there's always going to be 50 million reasons why you can't make it to the gym. But if you woke up a little earlier, stood a little later, people are like, I don't have the time. You have 20 minutes.
Right. Everyone
you have
has
20 minutes out of your day to say, let me go for a walk. Let me pick up a few weights. Let me stretch. And then you start to feel your body, respond to it.
I also think men, I'm talking to you, if you have a partner and you're prioritizing yourself in the gym and you're making an effort, make sure you're there for your wife or your girlfriend. Make sure she can, even if she doesn't say that she wants to do fitness, you should encourage her a little bit. Say, hey babe, I'll watch the baby while you go and have 30 minutes for yourself at the gym. So many men are like, they're in relationships and they're still putting themselves first. They're still getting all their stuff done. You know what I mean?
They do. And they will prioritize all of their stuff before, it's about the support in the home. You have to have that support system.
How would you describe your coaching style?
I'm spicy, but I'm a motivator. So I feel like I'll tell you, you can do it. You got this. And then I'll turn around and be like, pick up that weight and stop playing yourself because I know you could go heavier. Right. I do have a great relationship with my clients, so I could keep it real. I learn how to read the room. You have to see that, when I do all of these people, I see this one slacking. I see this one's going hard. I see this one is kind of approaching. So I make sure I connect with every single person in the room and I read the room. And sometimes I got to change the music or I got to dim the lights or, create the vibe so that I could change it up.
Seasonal depression is real during this time. And even I struggle, and I'm just the most outgoing, and I struggle, but once I get into that room and, there's a coach or something, and they're playing hype music, and then I have everyone around me high-fiving me, and, come on, keep going, it really does, turn my mood upside down. We need that. We need coaches like that are motivating, and because you never know what they're going through on the day-to-day. Yeah, and it's horrible. People are losing relatives, or losing family members, but they're still making fitness a priority. They're using that to get through it. I think it's awesome that you're basically like a friend. You know what I mean?
And your therapist. If you don't have a therapist, you have a trainer or coach, you're good. Because everyone needs someone to talk to. We're therapists. We're behavioral specialists.
Right.
Who, I'm like, this person is not having it today. They need a little extra TLC. I know what type of music they want to listen to. You're the DJ, you're the hype man, you're the motivator, you're the one, come here. Come, let's talk. After class, I got you. I'm going to talk to you.
You never know what a little 5 minutes of extra care would do to a person, because I see it even when I go to class. Sometimes I go in there, I had a shit week, stuff happened at work, whatever. I'm like, fuck, let me just get this over with. At the end of the class, I get a high five and I get, oh my God, you're doing great, Imani. And I'm like, really? I am? You know what I mean?
Killing it.
Yeah, right. And it's the music and it's the environment and everyone's so positive. So I do want to say, you struggle with seasonal depression during this time, if you can, if you have the means, join a class, be around other people that going in the same direction as you, that have the similar goal, which is fitness as you, and maybe it will help you.
I mean, as many times as you hear it, gym is therapy. It is the best form of therapy. You go when you're mad, you go when you're sad, you go when you're happy, you go when you don't want to. And at the end, you always come out happy. You always come out great. You always come out better than you did when you walked in.
You look better too.
That's always, you got the glow.
Right. So I just want to say how much teachers, coaches are very important. Enough of that. Let's get into something spicy.
Spicy.
Spicy. So I want to ask, are you single?
I'm not single.
Oh,
I'm not single.
You're not single.
I'm
You
not.
stuttered. I knew.
I'm dating someone, and it I just have to be very careful because I'm a mom. So it's been progressive. It's there.
So, how was the process to get here? Like dating. I'm not going to disclose your age. You're still young and beautiful.
I mean,
How is
I'm a young 47. I don't mind saying how old I am. Exercise, working out is a fountain of youth. So,
right?
yeah.
But how is it being 47 in the dating world?
Oof, it is like online shopping. You just put it in the cart, and then you realize that you don't want to buy any of it.
It's on clearance?
It's like, everything is just filtered. Everything is not what it's cracked up to be. It's all facades and stories, and it's tough. It's tough. And I went from a serious relationship to another relationship to another relationship. Did the online dating thing, and that was crazy. And then
Online dating.
yeah, online dating is another, it's like a game. You just sit there and then you're just like typing, and then you get all these people in your inbox, and then it's like, what's your favorite color? And
You're tired of telling me what your favorite color.
I forget what I'm saying. Now I'm lying at this point. I'm just like, yeah, I'm the CEO of my own, whatever. It's just all lies. I'm like, this is not going to work. This is not going to work. This is not going to work. And then I just decided, I had a couple of interesting experiences of when you see the picture and then you see them in person, that's not you.
Catfish. That's the word, catfish.
Like it's them, but they're like 10 years younger.
They don't look like that no more. They're showing you their fitness body, and they come to you and they have
It's like, when did you take that picture? And why did you decide to show that? But it's now being in something that I didn't have to swipe right, and it's a little more organic and progressive, and I'm just taking my time with it because it's something for me now. Like I know who I am now.
Right.
I know what I like. I know what I don't like. I already see the signs. I already know what's up. I see the patterns. I already know.
You're like, oh yeah, you have 30 minutes.
Yeah,
like, no,
no. It's hard.
I don't know about online dating. I hear so many positives and I hear so many negatives. Like I hear people that met their husband online. So I'm like, is it a thing?
Yes,
like, should we try it?
It is. Like my kids, their aunt and uncle, they met on Match.com. Like I'm not even trying to promo that, but like you have to pay for that app.
Yeah.
So when you
they're not fucking around if you have to pay
married,
for it.
they have a house. They're living their best life. They have 2 beautiful daughters. They met on an online dating app. But there's so many different experiences and bad experiences on that it's like. But I'm not going to downplay it because I feel like people are successful on it. I wasn't, but I feel like for some people that was like, oh my God, like he's the one. And then you like negate all the clutter. You negate all the trash when you go and you can see, oh, he likes this song. He's this religion. He's this tall. He's, people lie. If they say they 5'8", that means you 5'5".
5'8".
Or
damn,
and I'm being nice because like when you say you're like 5'10", you're like 5'7". They
didn't wear their special shoes,
and they're there. They have them. They have them specific. I'm a big girl. Like I'm not gonna try and say that I only date tall guys. It's nice, but when you are not aligned with someone, it becomes difficult.
Would you give a short king a chance?
I would. I would.
You would?
I would.
Okay.
I definitely would. Me and my friends talk about, my soulmate is probably 5'7". Like it's
a thing.
We shouldn't be judging people on their height. That's
yeah.
I mean, I don't think we should, but you gotta kick a big game.
Right.
You gotta be tall in your
In your voice?
in your voice, in your life, in your success. You have to be big everywhere else.
I feel like I can't really marry a short king. I don't know. No disrespect to the short kings.
I know,
I
you
just
don't
feel
wanna-
like I'd be like, you know what I mean? Move out my way.
Get out of here, yo. Push it in here. You say you didn't take the trash out, what?
Yeah, right. We gotta be
Get over here. But yeah, no, dating at this point, there's a lot more single women in my age group. I'm
Right.
going to say that.
So I have another question. You would probably know. Do men mature at your age? Are they more mature? Or am I screwed?
No.
Do I have something to look forward to? At least like men, you know, when they get a little older, are they going to be mature? Or they never stop,
mine
you know?
isn't that old, so I don't like.
Oh.
I'm at that point where I could date the son, the father, and the grandfather.
Oh,
'Cause I'm like,
okay.
you know, I fall into all those
Oh,
three
okay.
categories. So I feel like I got many options. You have many options, you know. It's the whole age thing, depending on maturity, where you are in life, your experiences, how much crap you could take. You know, it's about finding that bonds, that connection, someone you could be real with, someone you could be ugly with, someone you could be pretty with, someone you could be funny with. You know, you have to be all you with that person.
Right. Funny. Good thing you said about someone you could be funny with. You know, I always say that your partner should be your best friend. There's so many relationships or couples out there, they're not friends first. You know what I mean? Like,
You know, it's a business. Like you're just running a home.
it just looks good on paper. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But that's not my person. They need to be my homie, my dog. I need to trip over something and be like, yo, I gotta call this person.
The
Like,
first person you want to like talk to when something funny happens, or you know, they're finishing your sentence, or you're just not saying anything, and they know exactly what you're thinking.
Right.
It takes time to really build a bond. I was friends first.
that's the best
So-
way, but that's also very scary.
It is scary.
Yes.
It is scary because it's like you don't want to lose that friendship
Right.
if it doesn't work out. But you're also mature enough to know that if it doesn't work out, you were friends first, and it wasn't only based on what started to get more hot.
You look
see
like
me?
you glitched a
Yeah,
little bit.
I'm trying to like,
sorry.
you know, I don't want to be so explicit, but you know, like when you have that friendship first and then the chemistry and then more things start, you could create more moments and you could go anywhere and you could do anything together and just being able to be yourself.
I don't know. I don't think I could ever do that again. I dated someone that was like my best friend first, and then when we ultimately broke up, it was like I lost two people.
It's hard.
It was a double heartbreak. So I'm like, damn.
No, I agree.
And then it's like you could never. I don't feel like you can ever really repair that friendship because like.
They saw you already.
I mean, yeah, but you know, some people like, you know, time passes and I've seen it happen. Others we're back to being homies.
It takes time.
Yeah, I don't
It takes
know
time.
though. That's
it takes
crazy.
time. It takes time. I mean, I've always been friends first,
Right.
and then you lose your friend.
I
'Cause
know.
then the way it ends, it's like if he cheats or whatever, you're like, I didn't even see that coming. You were my friend.
I thought I was different.
You were my friend.
Right.
You were my friend.
But when we were friends, you were telling me how you were dogging these girls out. Like, why did I think? Like, you
Right.
were gonna play me?
That couldn't happen to me.
Right.
Psych.
Fuck.
No, it does. It's the whole.
You gonna do this to me?
Relationships are hard. You have to choose that person over and over again. And I know you hear it all the time. People are like, pick your person over and over again on their sad days, their bad days. You know, we're not 100% 24/7, you know?
What if he don't pick me? How am I gonna pick him if he don't pick me?
Over and over again. Over and over again. I mean, after you get tired of picking the person, then you gotta go. That's it. I'm tired of choosing someone who isn't choosing me. So he could kick rocks.
Would you consider yourself toxic, or were you in the past?
I was very toxic. I always dated what wasn't for me. I was always in situations that I knew I shouldn't have been in, and I thought I could change him. I thought I could save him. I thought that, you know, we were going to work through all the crap that he was dealing with. And then every relationship was like a repeater of the same person. And I was like, I can't keep choosing the same person over and over again.
I have looked back on people I've talked to. I'm like, they kind of look the same. Are they related? I'm like, did I unintentionally pick the same guy over and over again?
You become like, this is my type. Yeah, like it's just I'm not as toxic, but I have I'm seasoned, sprinkled with a little bit of toxicity.
My mom be calling me out. She'd be like, I'll show her like, oh, I'm talking to this guy. She'd be like, that looks like so and so. I'm like, you just ruined it. Now I can't talk to her no more.
That looks like so and so's ugly cousin.
Yes, I can't talk to her no more. Thanks, mom. It's over.
No. I mean, sometimes, I think you mentioned it. Have I ever dated someone who wasn't my type? Mm-hmm. And I think no one was ever truly my type. I ain't got no type.
Right.
I don't really, but then all of a sudden you like their personality and you like the way they make you feel and you like the places they take you to. And all of a sudden you're learning from this person and
okay.
All of a sudden you're learning from this person and then you like their smile and you like the way they smell. And they become a different person every day, and then you feel like those little butterflies and you feel all giddy, and then you're like, ooh, I think I'm falling for this person.
Never fall for somebody who's not your type, because they just low-key do you more dirtier than people that were your type. Like, I hate you.
Yeah, I never really specifically said, this is what I want, this is what I like. Because, we grew up with the fairy tale as little girls, and we're setting ourselves up for disappointment.
I talked to a guy that, wasn't my type, but he was persistent and consistent, and I was like, okay, maybe I'm always going for this type. Let me steer off to this direction, and he started making me feel like I was the ugly one, and, I was happy. I should be happy to be next to him. And I'm like, wait, hold on. Last time I checked, I gave you a chance.
It's because
you were in my DMs 24/7.
You gave him power.
Right. Ooh, I didn't even think about it.
You gave him power. I'm so tired of building. I call it build a boo.
Build a bear. Build a man.
Build a boo. Because it's like, I'm building my boo. And then all of a sudden, you're buying him cologne. Now he smells good. You're buying him clothes. Now he looks good. You're helping him with, educational things, changing the way he speaks, changing the places he hangs out, and then all of a sudden he's doing that for somebody else.
They steal my swag all the time. Like
energy.
My whole swag. I remember there was this guy I was talking to, right? And I'm like, I didn't really like how he dressed, whatever. So I'm like, let's go to the mall. Let's get you fixed up. You know what I mean? You're cute. You need to do something about that.
Let's make some changes.
Yes, right. Just come with me. So I'm like, because I'm very into fashion, oversized or streetwear, all that stuff. So I'm like, all right, we need to do something about you. I'm like, oh, get these sneakers. These are hot. These are this number. Never heard of these sneakers. It's like, oh, are you sure these are fire? And I'm like, yeah, I promise you, these are hot. These are in. Whatever. Buys the sneakers. Doesn't know what they are, right? We eventually stop talking. Whatever. Obviously, they get someone else. I come across a picture of him and his new boo with the sneakers that I told him to buy, but in a different color. They were matching. With the same sneaker, but just a different color, they were matching. The sneakers he knew nothing about. And they were posted up in a cuffing picture with the sneakers. I was like,
you leveled them up.
That's me.
Yeah,
you
did
stole my whole shit.
You did that. You did that. There's so many relationships that I've been in, and then they go take them to the restaurants that we used to eat at.
You have to unlearn all the cool shit I put you onto. You can't go to that restaurant. You can't say that funny thing that I told you. You can't tell my jokes.
Yes.
Retell my jokes. You can't start dressing like me and then telling the girl that you're with now to dress like this, which is my style, and then post it up.
It's a learning experience. You just made him better. It's buildable.
Right. I used to get really mad about that stuff, but I just think I just know regardless, whoever was with me, when they leave me, you're never going to forget about me. I know so many girls say oh, no, I know, because you don't come into my life. You don't leave with nothing. You leave with knowledge. You leave with this. You leave with that. You leave with swag. You leave with, now you can tell a joke and people will laugh. Maybe now I introduced you to people. Now you're in a different circle. I make other people's world go round, and I know that. So I used to be mad, but I can't because I'm forever in your life. You're never going to listen to Chris Brown and not think of me. Ever. You know what I mean?
You know, sometimes there's like standard operating procedure relationships where it's like you have to go to the supermarket, go to IKEA, go to the certain mall. There are certain things that you have to do that are like, it's repetitive. Mm-hmm. It's repetitive. But like you said, the music, the gear, the restaurants, just the swag, they take that and it spills into the next relationship. So you're welcome.
No,
you're welcome.
I wouldn't be like even mad. Just text me, thank you. You know what I mean? You're welcome.
No,
Okay. Do you think that cheating is a decision or a mistake?
It's a decision. No one accidentally
They didn't
falls.
trip? They didn't trip over their own two legs and fell onto someone's
face? No, that's
face?
a build-up. That's like, they wanted it, they went for it. That's a decision. It's a strong decision.
Right. I feel like there's two types of cheaters. One, they're both bad, but one is a little bit worse. There's a cheater who goes out one night and sees a random girl, hooks up with her, never talks to her again, never gets her Instagram, never communicates again. Or there's cheaters who plan it and plot and you know, live a double life and form an emotional connection with somebody else. They repeatedly talk to that person. They say good morning text. That's a low down, dirty kind of cheater. I mean, they're both bad, but you know, you just hit it and quit it, whatever. You're still bad. We're still not going to be together, but you plan this out. You're my enemy.
Yeah, no, there is, men are routine. They do the same thing all the time. And then when you see a shift, you can smell it. You know that thing. They're smelling good on a Wednesday for no reason. You know, all of a sudden they want to dress up to go to the gym in a specific gym outfit. You know, they want to go to a new place that you never heard of. They take a little longer than usual, more excuses. They start talking about different people. They start saying different things. They start listening to different music. Somebody else is in the picture.
Who got you feeling yourself?
Who? Who
is she?
Yeah, and then there's emotional cheating because you need to feed your ego and there's a lot of that. There's a lot of feeding your ego because you love the attention. You may not want that person, but you need your ego to be stroked hard and you need to feel the attention from everybody and anybody.
But the one you live with.
Right, because all of a sudden this person is just always going to be there.
Right.
This, you know, but then there's excitement in newness and then newness gets old. And then whatever you had at home is what you want. Right. That's safe.
I want my family.
I want my family back. I want my security. I want mama, whatever. It's just, you know, so there's always newness and that gets old. At a certain point when they mature and they realize, I want to go home, I want to stay home. And then sometimes girls at home, they know what's up.
Oh, and they're okay with it.
That's a whole
I always feel like it's when men are like mean to you out of nowhere. Like that something's going on. Like they all of a sudden you're arguing with me over the kitchen being a mess or you know something that's so like I left the lights on or something like that. Now you want to argue with me about that and I'm like somebody else has you feeling another way and it's making you cold towards me. Like I always know that when the man starts being mean to me for no reason and then all of a sudden you go out and you're not answering your phone, that's all an excuse. You were planning that for when you went out.
Yeah, it's a build-up. You start the fight on Monday so you could be out on Friday.
Right.
And then you won't come back till Sunday because you're so mad and, you know, this, I can't believe I came home to this and you didn't clean, you didn't cook or, you know, you didn't pay this bill or whatever it is. Whatever the nonsense is to be out all weekend and be booed up with whoever. By that time, and then by Monday you want your family back because then you have the remorse that you were like, what did I do?
Guilty.
Really guilty.
Right. If your man texts you at 3 a.m. randomly, I love you, he just cheated on you. He just cheated on you and he feels guilty. Oh, I got that before. I love you. What the fuck did you do?
What did you do? Why?
Who is she?
Why?
Who is she?
But sometimes they do go out and they go, why did I go out? I don't even want to be here. I want to go. Like sometimes they have that itch. They need to be around it. And then they go outside and they're like, nobody's liking them. Nobody's feeling them.
It was only me.
Yeah.
Only I liked you.
Yeah. I mean,
you didn't have to go outside to know that.
I picked you.
Yeah, right.
You didn't pick me. So yeah, no, the the picking the fights is definitely a big thing. They still do that.
Once I see you being mean to me and you getting cold on me, you're talking to somebody else, and I'm gonna find out. Yeah, I'm gonna play along with your little mean game. Oh, but I'm getting to the bottom of that. Looking through your followers, because when you go out, all of a sudden you got 5 extra followers, and they're all girls.
Oh,
how? Enlighten me. Tell me.
That's a whole other topic, like liking pictures, commenting.
I want to ask you that. Is that a form of cheating if a man that you're with?
It depends on the context. If the only thing that's covered is her morals, we're going to have a conversation. If you're over here liking women at a pumpkin patch with their kids, I'm like, is she a single mom? Did you feel the need to like that particular picture? You wanted to show her that you could be a potential stepfather? Like, what? I'll have a conversation, but I try not to look, because if you look, you will find.
No, I'm looking. Do you go through phones? Because I will. No.
I used to. That was a toxic.
I mean, I don't want to, but if the voice in my head is saying go through it, I'm listening to her, because there's something in that damn phone.
Oh, yeah, no, your instinct is your superpower.
Right.
Women, we have superpower.
Right. If I feel that, if you leave the car and your phone is there and my heart is racing and saying go through that phone, I'm running it. I'm locking the doors. I'm running it. Because why would my brain say that? There's something in that. My intuition is going crazy.
Yeah, but he won't leave the phone.
Oh, no, if the man goes, I hate those kind of men that, like, are on the phone and they go to the bathroom on the phone. Oh, you always got to take a phone call in the bathroom.
Or they have their phone down all the time because they don't want you to see.
Right.
It's the if you look in the phone, you will find something.
Right. But I always say this with the phone, like, it's a win-win. Either I go through the phone and I find nothing, or I go through the phone and I'm skinny. It's a win is a win.
And then you do the whole thing. You do the forensics. You're like, okay, this is the new follower who I think that's the name who just popped up on the notification, because you see the little Don't
forget the Cash App, the number in the Cash App, the name.
That gives a lot of information. Why are you buying this girl, paying for her nails? Why are you?
Nah, that's crazy.
But it comes. What's the one that tells you everything that they're doing?
Cash App.
No, but what's the other one? The other one. There's Zelle, and then there's another one. Venmo. Like, that one gets people in trouble. Yeah, it's like, so this is where you were on this day. You said you were here, but you were at Mr. Chow's, divvying it up the bill with whomever.
What's a toxic trait you've worked on for yourself?
There's a lot. I'm an overthinker. I try not to overanalyze. I'm very sensitive. I'm very sensitive to how I mom, how I train, how I work, my relationships. So I feel like when someone gives me criticism, I don't want to overthink what they're saying. I want to look at it like they're trying to help me. They're not coming at me. And growing up in the Bronx, you're always defensive. So it's like, as soon as somebody is like, why did you play that song instead of this song? I'm like, but you don't like my music? You're trying to say I'm ghetto? Like, you can't make everybody happy. So I try to learn how to take constructive criticism without clapping back, without you just said what to me? Like, how could you say that?
You want to talk about mamas?
Yeah, like, that eyeshadow you're wearing is very loud, but you could have chosen.
No, but there are backhanded compliments though.
A lot.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to deal with them better. Like, well, that's a you problem. That's not a me problem. Like, why should my eyeshadow bother you?
Right.
Like, I was just trying to put some color to look awake. But I think the constructive criticism is something that is taking me years to be able to not fight back and get defensive, even in my relationships, even in professional settings.
Right. I think my toxic trait that I had in relationships where I had to have a get back. Like, if you did something to me, I couldn't sleep until I got you back, But now, as an adult and I'm older now, it's not about the get back. The get back is leaving you where you had me messed up at, Because I used to, you cheated on me. Oh, well,
I'm gonna
you know what I mean?
Forward.
And then here we are in this toxic cycle when that's not right. I should just leave you because now you're making me be a person I don't want to be, because you're basically bringing me to a place I don't want to go. But I didn't have enough strength to, like, just walk away where you had me messed up at, I had to make you feel how you made me feel.
Right.
That's the only way I was going to be happy to walk away. But
I always tell people in those situations, it takes a strong woman to stay, but it takes an even stronger woman to walk away. Mm-hmm. So if you stay there and you're living with it and you're just facing it head on, because a lot of women stay in relationships that they shouldn't be in because they want to keep their family, or they want to, for the vanity, because if y'all broke up, everybody's going to be like, why did you break up? And the rejection and what you're going to feel like. So you stay in these horrible situations because of
to save face.
Yeah, just for that. Just for that it's killing you inside. It's ruining. But that woman who walks away is like,
yeah, I always said I always want to be the girl that you look back on, you look at your ex and be like, damn, that's the one that got away. Like, I played in her face and she didn't even look back. I always want to be that and maintain that. So when I was doing that little get back and whatever, it devalued me. Like, because now you're going to look back at me and think that I'm this way. Weak. But I'm not. You made me do that. Yes. But I should have been strong enough to be like, you know what? Deuces, I'm out. You're going to see me on Instagram. You're going to see me here, that. And you're going to look at me and you're never going to have access to me again. That's the real get back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I love that.
But it took time to get there, Could you date someone that doesn't work out?
Ooh. I have this, it's funny you say that, because I had this conversation with my best friend, and, we every relationship, it was like every other guy. This relationship, this guy worked out, this guy didn't. Fitness is my love language. Mm-hmm. So when I start my day, I'm like, what are we doing today? What are you working on? You're going to do this, you're going to do that. Did you hit your protein intake? Did you hit your macros?
It's a foreign language to some people.
Some people are like, what do you mean? Like, what? That's boring. Like, to me, that's my lifestyle. So if I'm talking to somebody about fitness every single day and I'm dating you and you're not, like, you waking up eating M&Ms for breakfast, and, you might have some vices that are going to annoy me, we're not going to align. I need you to be better than me. Mm-hmm. I need you to motivate me. I want to look at you and be like, oh, he did his workout already? I got to hit the gym.
Right.
I need to be I would date someone who was taking care of themselves. I don't want to be a hospice wife. Mm-hmm. I don't want to have to take care of you because you didn't take care of your health. I want you to be healthy.
Right. I think, I know there was a time I wasn't going to the gym, but, now we're older, you mean to tell me every day you don't work out? Every day you don't move your body? I think that's laziness, and that's someone who doesn't have any discipline. So I don't want a man who doesn't have any discipline in his life, because he can't show up for himself. How is he supposed to show up for me? If he's not disciplined and saying that he's going to go do this, and that, and doesn't do it, how do I expect, if I tell you, can you do this for me, you're going to get it done? You said you were going to go work out, and you never do. So it goes hand in hand, If you the way you are in the gym and fitness mentality is the way you are in life.
It's, for some people, they don't have that. Mm-hmm. And that's scary. That's sad. But for most men who take care of themselves, that's like job one, the gym. As soon as you wake, your gym bag is there, you protein shake, ready to go, brush your teeth, out the door. Like, gym is job one.
Right, we don't align.
No.
What do you mean every day you wake up and you do nothing fitness related? You don't go on a walk. You don't do nothing ever? You just I always say this to people who don't want to go to the gym. You're only going to get bigger.
Yes.
You're only, there's here you are right now. Your only way is up. You know what I mean? Getting bigger. So
when I see my friends or I see guys and whatever, and they go, oh, I'm going to get to the gym, because they cross the street, they see me come, and they're like, oh, she's going to start talking about the gym. I'm like, the goal is to do damage control. You're getting bigger. You're getting bigger. You have to stop the bleeding. You have to stop the bleeding at some point. So people eventually make it to the gym. Guys, they wait until their doctor's like, bro, your testosterone is down. And once you say testosterone to a man, they lose it. They're like, I'm going to the gym, or they're going to start shooting it, or they're going to start popping it, or they're going to, whatever it is. They're like, my testosterone's down, so you got to get the blood flow. Right. Blood flow leads to other things that will be a disappointment, performance issues, all of those things. Yeah, so if dating a guy who doesn't work out, for right now at this point in my life, that's a hard no.
Right.
That's a hard no. I would be open to it if you took care of yourself, if you ate right, went on walks, you stretched, maybe you did yoga. I don't know, but I really prefer someone who picks things up and puts them down.
Ooh, I don't know. That's right. All right. I have a fun question for you. Why don't New Yorkers drive?
Because that is like a combat sport. I don't want to lose my life over a parking spot. So I think people will spend more time looking for a parking spot than actually getting to their destination. And they will leave their car parked in a spot for 3 days just to move it from one side to the other because it's going to take 5 hours, 3 hours.
You think that's the reason? Because I swear, there are people who come from New York and moved away, and they moved away from New York for 10 years and still want to be like, I don't drive because I'm from New York. That was come on, girl.
That's not a priority for us New Yorkers because,
I heard that too.
It was more like it's congested. You took the MTA. MTAs, that's real life TV right there. Like, that's a real front row seat to real TV. But you get up, you hop in a cab, you get on a bus, you take the train 2 or 3 stops, you get to your destination quick, Grand Central Terminal, you get to the city in 15 minutes, Manhattan Express bus, to go from New York, to get in your car, to get on the Cross Bronx, to get to the city, it's like New Yorkers, we already came in with no patience. So I want to get to my destination right away, but that's not a priority. I'm not the person you want on the road because I have too many tabs open, and it's just like confrontation, road rage. People lose their lives over a parking spot. That's what I know. That was like all my uncles. I'm not getting a car. I'm not going to take 3 hours to go wait for a parking spot. I got to go to work in the morning, and you got to wait for Pepe and Filano to get out of their parking spot, whatever, or Carmen from the next door. You have all these people lined up. You gonna get your car? You gonna get your car? I think it's because of the parking for the most reason. And because it's just nobody has the patience.
All right. Last fun question. What's your biggest red flag for a guy that you're dating? Or even maybe it could be a first date, he does one thing and you're like, no, turn off, not gonna happen.
Oh, not being attentive to me. Like, just being on your phone the whole time, I feel like that's a turn off. Like, I want you to talk to me the whole entire time. Checking your phone every 5 minutes, that to me, that's a turn off. That on a first date, like, we just got here, you're trying to get to know me, and you just, like, every 5 minutes checking your phone. I don't have my phone on me. I'm call me old school or just call me locked in. I feel like I don't need my phone. If I'm with you, the person I need to be with is right here.
Oh, okay.
Who do I need to talk to right now? I've reserved this spot for you. I'm here with you. I'm present. That's what I want. The phone gotta go.
My biggest red flag is a man who doesn't tip. If I go out with you, if you take me out to dinner and you don't tip, that's the last time you will see me. Or even when I go out to the bar, guys want to buy me a drink at the bar. I'll see them buy me a drink at the bar and not tip the bartender. Now I'm going to make you look crazy because I always carry cash for those instances or whatever. One time a guy bought me a drink, he walked away. I went up to the bartender. I'm like, did he tip you? He goes, no. I was like, oh my gosh, and I tipped him. But you know how embarrassing that is? How are you buying a girl a drink and not tipping the bartender? Like,
you're going to come back and they're going to spit in your drink because you didn't tip.
Right, and that same bartender, when I tipped him, he goes, oh my gosh, thank you so much, and then gave me a free shot. Even tried to get me a job there, you know what I mean? Like, but bartenders, like, you really have to tip, and I just feel like since I'm in the service industry, that's like a big no-no to me. Like, or you tip $5 on a $200 check.
Ooh.
No.
Well, I have a good one. How a man handles his anger for the first time in front of you. Because I've seen men lose it because they didn't like the way their food was cooked.
Oh, a way to being rude to the server.
Yeah, like send it back. Or like they're in the car and somebody cut them off, or, the road rage, or, how they handle their anger. First off, like, so I get anxiety because I've been in a lot of relationships where people pop off really quick. That's just like, but if a man is patient and someone's in their face and they're just screaming and like, okay, you know, I don't think he's a punk, but I also like that he's patient and he's waiting for I told you to go away. Like, I told you to chill. I told you to fall back.
Silent but deadly.
Yeah, I like that because then you're going to come out and be like, I told you to chill. And then you just like, you know, I told you to leave me alone. You know, it's just if someone just immediately reacts off of emotion, especially on the first date, you could see it. And you're like,
I don't want to stay around.
That's you see it. You saw it. They showed you who they were by their anger coming out the Hulk.
Yeah, and I don't know. A lot of men like to take out their anger on service people, like, or someone taking the order. A girl could come up to the table and be like, "Hi, my name is. Can I have a Henny Coke, please?" Like, oh, okay. I don't like that. Don't be rude to service people. I mean, some may deserve it, whatever. Don't not tip. Like,
no,
please.
That's important. One of my online, whatever, the guy, the server was being cute and she kept asking, "Do you like this? Do you like that? Do you like this?" And he was like, "We're good. We're good." And I was like, she's being nice. Like, why do you have to? So his anger for me, I was like, oh no, be nice to her. She's giving good service. He's like, you call that good service? I was like,
no.
We just 10 minutes in.
Oh no, you wouldn't hear from me again.
No, we didn't. That was done.
All right, well, thank you for coming to another episode on Imani's Way podcast with a very special guest,
Unity.
Stay tuned for many more. Thank you.
I want to do it all over again.